And the Blue just finished their national anthem, and this is Gate City Blue Devil football on WGAT 1050. Tonight's game is being filmed by GCTV, and as all season long, it will be replayed on Sunday night at 8:30. Tonight, Coach Bill Housewright's Blue Devils host the Cumberland District champion Coeburn Blue Knights, coached by Matt Hamilton. It's the opening round of the Region D Group A Division II playoffs. Coeburn enters tonight's game with a 5-5 record. The Blue Devils are 8-2. Three of the Blue Knight losses were to teams that are in the playoffs: Clintwood, J.I. Burton, and Honaker. On offense, the Blue Knights run a Pro I, led by quarterback Nick Newberry, a 3-year starter. Coburn's leading rusher is halfback Anthony Wiles, 5'10", 165 senior, who has scored 9 touchdowns. The other halfback is Adam Hill, 5'10", 190-pound junior, who has 6 touchdowns. They also have an outstanding receiver in senior wideout Tyler Courtney. The Blue Devils are led by fullback Joseph Vaughn with 1,139 yards rushing and 17 touchdowns. Vaughn also has caught 8 passes for 172 yards and a touchdown. Senior tailback Dusty Clark has scored 10 touchdowns, 6 rushing on 108 carries for 702 yards. Dusty has 17 catches for 221 yards and 4 touchdowns. Sophomore quarterback Nick Bowen is 43 of 83 passing for 841 yards and 10 touchdowns. Nick also has rushed for 2 touchdowns. The Devils are led defensively by Seth Clark, Montana Morris, Seaver Elliott, Logan Russell, Peyton Seibert, and Jay Howington. Place kicker Logan Bird is 43 of 45 on extra points and 3 of 5 on field goals. Mark on paper, this game should be a blowout for the Blue Devils. They have had 3 weeks to get healthy and make a push for the Region D Division II championship and beyond.
Well, the thing we have to remember is the game's not played on paper, it's played on the field, and certainly Gate City is a favorite and should be a huge favorite in this game tonight, but we've got to come prepared to play, and I'm sure we will. Coeburn making their first playoff appearance in many, many years, and I know they're excited about being here and being playing Gate City tonight. And, this is the first game on the road to the state championship game, and you've got to win this one before they'll let you play another one. The winner of this game will play the winner of Honaker and Powell Valley next week at UVA Wise, but can't think much about that until we get this one taken care of tonight. And it would certainly be a huge upset if Coeburn were to defeat Gate City, but it can happen. We've seen things happen before. If we play well, we'll be okay.
The Honaker Powell Valley game is tomorrow at 1:30. Is that right?
That's correct.
And I'm sure there'll be a few people from Gate City over there to watch that game. Maybe you can bet we'll have a coach or two over there too.
Well, just from the standpoint of Honaker.
Yeah, we haven't seen them.
Yeah, we haven't seen them. But then again, if we don't take care of business tonight, there's no reason to go tomorrow.
Well, that's true.
But it is playoff time, and the Blue Devils look to win the Region D championship. It's been 3 years since we've done that, so lost in the championship game the last 2 years, and good senior leadership on this team, and I think we're poised to make a run deep into the playoffs.
Coeburn, like you said earlier, have not been in the playoffs for quite a while. I'm
98 maybe.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
I don't think it's been. It's been 12, 14 years anyway. I believe I read somewhere.
And Coach Hamilton, you and I were talking before the game started. Also played baseball at Coeburn. I remember him, and he was a good baseball player. And I'm sure this is his first year at Coeburn. If they continue to have a high school, and he continues to be a head coach, why, maybe on down the road they'll be able to build something. Let's just hope they don't get started till next year.
Right. Well, you think about it. Coeburn started the season 1-5. They've won 4 in a row. Means they've improved certainly, and they played well enough to win the Cumberland District Championship, and they've earned their right to be here and deserve to be here.
Sure. And Gate City has had a good year. 2 losses. We were shut out by probably 2 of the best teams that we've seen in the same season in quite a while.
Yeah, Richlands and Bluefield are both solid football teams, and they're both playing this weekend themselves. So that tells you that they're certainly quality opponents, and we might talk a little later about our schedule for next year, which is increased in intensity quite a bit with a couple of additions to that. But first and foremost, it's Gate City and Coeburn here tonight in the Region D Division II semifinals.
We'll go over the lineups. At wide receiver, number 33 for Coeburn, Tyler Courtney, 6'2", 174-pound senior. At one wide out will be number 8, Dale Gross, 5'10", 163 senior. The tackles will be Kelsey Pinkerton, 6'0", 216-pound senior. And number 72, Jordan Cole, 6'5", 321-pound senior. The center is number 50, Ryan Rose, 6 feet, 223-pound sophomore. The guards are number 54, Zach Baker, 6'1", 238 junior. And number 56, Patrick Brooks, 6'2", 203-pound senior. Quarterback, number 12, Nick Newberry, 6'0", 190-pound senior. Fullback, number 24, Adam Hill, 5'10", 195-pound junior. Tailback will be number 21, Anthony Wiles, 5'10", 165-pound senior. Blue Devils starting lineup on offense will be this way. Number 42, Montana Morris at wide receiver, 5'8", 129 sophomore. Left tackle, number 70, Daniel McMurray, 5'11", 239-pound junior. Left guard, number 73, Cody Vaughn, 5'9", 226-pound junior. The center, number 54, Cody Davidson, 5'8", 289-pound senior. The right guard, number 55, Austin Reed, 6'0", 271-pound freshman. Right tackle, number 66, will be Austin Dockery, 6'0", 276 junior. Tight end, number 8, Michael Calton, 6'1", 172-pound junior. The blocking back will be possibly number 44, Seth Clark, 5'11", 177-pound senior. Could be number 34, Seaver Elliott, 6'0", 194-pound junior. The quarterback, number 10, Nick Bowen, 5'9", 158 sophomore. Fullback, number 31, Joseph Vaughn, 5'10", 188 junior. No, that's wrong. He's a senior, isn't he?
Yeah, unfortunately for
And
us.
Dusty Clark, 5'8", 189-pound senior. Number 15 will be the tailback. So we're having our coin toss now at midfield. That's the starting lineups for tonight's first round of the Region D Division II playoffs. As Mark mentioned, we start a new season really tonight. This is win and advance or lose and go on.
Lose and practice basketball is what
Yeah.
it comes down to. So as the coin toss is being finally, it's like Coeburn has won the toss, it appears.
And something, Mark, something we noticed before the game, talked to Athletic Director Adam Keith, this is a 7-man officiating crew.
Yep. So the Blue Knights win the toss, and they'll take the football.
And I would imagine that would be the way the Blue Devils would want it. You kind of like to go on defense first.
Well, we do,
Yeah.
and most do. But so one thing for sure, though, Larry, is all these seniors that's on this Blue Devil football team. It's the last time that they get to play a game here on Legion Field, no matter what happens tonight. So, and that certainly means a lot to them. There's no question about that.
If you win tonight, you advance to UVA Wise next Saturday. If you win next Saturday, we advance to a school in Region C.
Right, for the semifinal game. So this is it on Legion Field for the 2010 season.
Nick Bowen will kick out for the Blue Devils once Coeburn comes out.
Blue Devils dressed tonight in the home blue, all blue, white helmets. Coeburn, white helmets, but all white and blue. So both teams royal blue and white.
Coeburn a little bit late breaking from her huddle with Coach Hamill. As the officials are trying to get them out with an extra whistle.
Well, start the play clock. That'll take care of that, won't it?
Yep. Yep. Back deep for the Blue Knights on the near side, number 21, Anthony Wiles. On the far side, number 5, Ethan Collins. So Bowen looks to the referee to get the whistle and approaches the football and hits a line drive that is hit short and fumbled inside the 10, picked up finally, and hit and brought down at about the 10-yard line.
Montana Morris and Peyton Seibert on the stop.
And that was Ethan Collins on the return.
You're going to mark that ball at the 9.
Yeah, inside the 10, be 1st and 10 at the Coeburn 9-yard line. So usually if you take the football like that, you don't expect to be starting inside your 10. Coeburn will come out in that I formation with Newberry under center, wide outs, one on the left side, tight end on the right. Newberry drops straight back, throws a long pass down the field to the receiver. That is incomplete. Almost made a great catch. That was Courtney.
Yeah, he could have caught that ball.
Yeah, had it for a minute till he hit the ground. And our defensive back, I don't think ever saw the football. But incomplete pass stops the clock with 11:45, makes it 2nd down and 10 for Coeburn. And we talked as we watched Newberry pass and warm-ups. He throws a pretty good-looking football.
Well, the thing you got to remember about Coeburn, they know they're huge underdogs. And
Sure.
They're going to take a lot of chances.
Wide outs to each side. This time he hand off to the tailback, who is Wiles. Or Hill, they lined up at tailback that time. And he's brought down after a gain of 4. Be 3rd down and 6. Hill is the tailback again. 2 wide outs to the left. Newberry fakes the Hill, gets some pressure, throws the ball out in the flat. That is complete.
No.
Incomplete.
Well, no, he caught the ball.
Yeah, he caught the ball, and they're going to spot it, yeah.
I thought he caught it, but
it's going to be close to a 1st down.
It's going to be a little short, I believe. Going to be about a half a yard short anyway.
Officials look across the field. Finally, they're going to call timeout and bring the chains into measure.
It's going to be close.
Well, if they started out to 9, it's between the 19 to 20, isn't it?
Yeah, it's. They started between the 9 and the 10. It's between the 19 and 20.
Yeah.
You know what I bet? Either way, I wouldn't be
surprised if they went for it.
No, it wouldn't.
Don't have anything to lose.
That's right.
They stretch the chains, and it is short by maybe a football length. So it's going to be 4th down and short, and it looks like they're going to send in their punting team.
Well, that's a smart thing to do.
Bring up 4th down, less than a yard to go. Deep for Gate City will be number 31, Joseph Bond.
Bond back deep for Gate City, stands at the Coeburn 45. And to do, well, I'm not so sure they're going to punt or not. Looks like 24 is Hill, who was a tailback. He'll be the punter. We've got to change footballs first. As finally the officials get that straightened out. Wind the clock. Snap is to Hill. He gets off an end-over-end kick. It's going to hit at the 45, bounce sideways across midfield and be down at about the 49 of Gate City.
Ball will be down at the Gate City 49-yard line.
So the Blue Devils with good field position, just short of midfield. Call it the 49. Have it 1st and 10. Gate City will come out probably in the I formation. 10:42 to go, first quarter, no score. Devils in the offset eye. Hand off to the fullback Vaughn, and he rushes forward across midfield down to about the 46 of Coeburn. Gain of close to 5 yards on the play.
Number 64, Darren Greer.
They give him 4, call it 2nd down and 6. Need to get the ball just short of the 40 of Coeburn. What the officials were having a problem with, but now he's wound the clock. Blue Devils an offset eye again. They put Miller in motion and they have a flag on the play. For the snap, which I didn't see anybody move other than Miller go in motion, did you? Ball start on Gate City, so that'll be a 5-yard penalty. Moves it back to the original line of scrimmage at the 49. 2nd down and 10. 10 minutes to go, first quarter, no score. Kelton splits out wide to the left. Miller wide right. They hand off on a draw to Dusty Clark, who slipped, and his knee hit the ground at midfield, so only a gain of just a little over a yard on that play. Dusty started to cut. The footing went out from under. Field looks to be a little bit soft in the middle. That
Yeah, and pregame warm-up, so a lot of slipping going on both sides.
So it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 9 for Gate City. Big emotional lift here if Coeburn can hold Gate City for them. Wing back set on the left this time. Split backs for Gate City. And off to Vaughn running left. He's got 5. Makes a move. 10. Down the far sideline. Breaks the tackle. And now cuts it to the middle. He's going to go all the way into the end zone for a touchdown. Joseph Vaughn for 49 yards out. Puts the Blue Devils on top. 6-0.
Touchdown run by number 31, Joseph Vaughn.
Just big hole over the left side. Vaughn had to make one man miss. He did.
Holding will be Corey Franklin.
Logan Bird to attempt the extra point. Franklin will hold, and Russell will snap.
Kick is up, and it's right down the middle. So Gate City on top of Coeburn, 7-0 with 9:02 to go in the first quarter.
Deep for Coeburn, number 8, Dale Gross, and number 21, Anthony Wiles.
Rose fields the kick for Coeburn at about the 10, gets up to across the 25 maybe, to the 27-yard line.
Montana Morris.
Yeah, a little better return that time. Handled it clean.
Yeah, handled it clean. And pretty good kick, really. Had a little more height on it than the other one.
First and 10 Blue Knights.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Coeburn at the 27, their own 27. They split out wide to the left. Richie of a wing back. Hand off to the tailback who breaks it for pretty good yardage across the 30 to about the 32. That's Hill on the carry for Coeburn. Looks like they alternate Hill and Wiles at tailback and fullback. Gain of 5 brings up second down and 5.
Got a pretty good hole to run through there. Dusty come up from the safety spot to make the stop.
Got that big tackle on the left side, 6'5", 321. Newberry takes a snap, hands off to the tailback again. That's Hill.
Fumble. There's a fumble.
Ball's loose.
Gate City's got it, I believe.
And the Blue Devils, the officials haven't given a sign. Now they do. Gate City's recovered the Hill's fumble at the Coeburn.
Bird recovers the fumble. Tyler Bird.
First and 10 at the Coeburn 31 as Tyler Bird recovered the Coeburn fumble. As who hit the lick on Hill? He got hit pretty good.
I saw Seth Clark and somebody else, and couldn't tell who the outside guy was.
This time we line up Miller at fullback, Vaughn the tailback. Clark is at a flanker, passes to Clark, breaks one tackle, gets inside the 25 down to maybe about the 22-yard line. Good gain on first down of about 8 yards. Closer to 9. It's going to be second down and 1 for Gate City. Just a little pass out in the flat.
Get the ball in your playmaker's hands.
Yep. This time the Blue Devils go with a wide out, Calton on the left side, Miller in the slot on the left side. They hand off to Clark out of the tailback spot. He's got his first down close to about the 17-yard line of Coeburn.
Tackle by Reagan Rainey and number 20, Eric Banks.
The first and 10 Blue Devils at the 17.
First down, ball at the Coeburn 17-yard line.
7:10 to go first quarter. Gate City on top, 7-0. Clark, a tailback in this set. They hand off to Clark on a draw. He's got a blocker in front, and he's going to take it into the end zone for a 17-yard touchdown.
Little sprint draw type play.
17-yard touchdown run by number 15, Dusty
Once Clark got to the corner, able to get it in the end zone to put the Blue Devils on top, 13-0. 6:55 to go in the first quarter. Again, Logan Bird on to attempt the extra point for the Blue Devils.
Franklin will hold. You said Russell's the snapper, right?
Yes, he is.
It's like a good snap, good placement, and Bird kicks it good. So the Blue Devils lead Coeburn by a score of 14-0. Bowen's kick is going to be fielded by Wiles at about the 7. It's up across the 15 and ducks his head because he knew the guys were coming.
Yeah.
Gets across the 20 to about the 23, but he was bracing for contact, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yep.
So Coeburn, I have it first and 10 at their own 23, I believe.
Ball at the Coeburn 23-yard line, first and 10.
6:48 to go first quarter. Gate City on top of the Blue Knights by a score of 14-0. Courtney and James Ritchie split out wide here as pass was to a back out of the flat. Hill, and it was incomplete. So they put those two wide outs on the same side, tried to run the back out of the backfield and missed him on the pass play. Bring up second down and 10. He'll steal the tailback in this set. Newberry the quarterback. Courtney wide left. Hand off to Hill again, and he fights for a couple yards up to the 25 before he's brought down by a host of Blue Devils.
Tackle made by Dusty Clark and Seth Clark. Pick up of 3 yards, 3rd and 7.
Be 3rd down and 7 now after that 3-yard gain. Where is 33? They fake to the fullback, look, throw a pass out into the flat that's complete, nobody on the man. And he gets up close to midfield. That pass was complete to Hill out of the backfield. Gate City's defense looking somewhere. Yeah, somebody blew an assignment. That's right. There was nobody, no defensive back on that side of the field. So it'll be 1st and 10, just short of midfield for Coeburn. 3rd biggest play from scrimmage all night. Hill remains the tailback. Fake to the fullback. Now Newberry is hit behind the line of scrimmage and sacked.
I think he maybe been looking for his tight end right off the line of scrimmage or something. We had him covered.
Miller and Howington on the tackle for Gate City. I think Howington was in on that last play too.
He was, yeah, sure was.
So a loss of 3. Be 2nd down and 13. Ball at the 47 now of Coeburn. 2 wideouts to this side, or safety shifts to this side. And they throw a little flanker pass inside that was almost intercepted. The receiver Elliott got a hand on it.
I think Seibert tipped it first, and then Elliott almost come up with interception.
So incomplete pass brings up 3rd down and 13.
3rd down, 13.
I would think they may lay their ears back and come this time, wouldn't you?
Well, I think we better find the big guy over there and cover.
They faked the Hill. Now there's the pressure, and I think it's Russell. It is Russell.
Yeah.
Sacked him from his defensive end spot back at about the 40-yard line.
Yeah, Russell just beat him off the ball badly.
Showed good quickness to get back.
Yeah, quarterback had no chance. Newberry, no chance on that.
Joseph Vaughn deep for Gate City.
Vaughn will back up deep to receive this punt. And Hill will be the guy that does the punting. Coeburn having a hard time getting lined up on this punt formation. Snaps high, Hill pulls it down and gets off a punt off the side of his foot. That's going to, well, it ended up taking a Coeburn roll inside the Blue Devil 30. Goes out of bounds at the 29.
Yeah, but Coeburn will have a 1st down.
Got a roughing the kicker.
Oh yeah, clearly roughed the kicker, and Coeburn will have the automatic 1st down that goes with that 15-yard penalty. Yeah, we ran through him and badly.
So they'll mark off the 15-yard penalty for roughing the kicker, and that'll put it in Blue Devil territory at the Gate City 46.
That will give Coeburn a 1st down at the Gate City 46-yard line.
4:01 to go, 1st quarter. Gate City leads Coeburn 14-0. Blue Knights, after the roughing the kicker penalty, will have it 1st and 10 at the Blue Devil 46. They have a slot on the left side. That's Courtney in the slot. They hand off to Hill, and he gets a couple yards down to the Gate City 45.
Tackle by number 62, Peyton Seibert.
Seibert Clark, Seth Clark on the stop.
Pickup of 2 yards.
Second down and 8 now for Coeburn as Newberry goes to the sideline to get his play. They would have to get it down to the 36 of Gate City for a first down. Courtney splits out wide to the right. Now he goes in motion. Now he cuts toward the line of scrimmage. No flag there. Pass over the middle is tipped. Incomplete. It looked like Courtney turned toward the line of scrimmage to count. At least a count and a half before this ball was ever snapped.
Yeah, he got a good Canadian football league to run at it, or arena league or something.
Good pass defense for the Blue Devils to break up that pass. It'll be third down and 8 now for Coeburn. Gross splits out wide to the left. Courtney in the slot on the right side. Unbalanced line, strong side to the right for Coeburn. They fake a pitch, hand it off to Courtney on an inside trap, and he's somersaulted down at the 40-yard line. And I got to believe Montana Morse.
Yeah, Morse.
But a gain
Makes it 4th down and 4.
of a couple yards, makes it 4th down and 4.
The thing we need to be grateful for is the fact that that wasn't a scat back carrying the ball, because there was
Yeah.
a lot of room to run right there.
They'll split out Courtney wide to the right. Gross is split out wide left. Hill the tailback. They fake to the fullback. Pass is intended for Hill, incomplete, as Peyton Seibert put the pressure on Newberry.
Yeah.
So the Blue Devils will take over on down.
Blue Devils will take over at their own 39-yard line.
Gate City have it at their own 39 with 2:23 to go first quarter. Bowen comes to the sideline to get his play. Play clock down to 13 seconds as they come to the line of scrimmage. We'll have to get set pretty quick or take a timeout.
And Gate City will ask for the timeout as they can't get set. Timeout on the field, 14-0 Gate City leads.
First and 10 at their own 39 now after that timeout. Vaughn lines up at fullback. And Clark, the tailback on this. Miller goes in motion from the left side. Hand off to Vaughn. Just off a left guard, left tackle. Gets up to the 45-yard line. A gain of about 6 on the play. Just a little quick opener. And it may not have been Vaughn. It may have been Bledsoe. Was in at fullback. Wasn't even Bledsoe, was it? Aaron Kaiser, how about that?
No,
Kaiser tight end. Yeah, it was Vaughn.
That's what I thought.
Full house this time. Blue Devils, 2 tight end. Second down and 4. Clark goes in motion. They hand off to Vaughn. He's running right. He's at the 45, hurdles a man, and finally brought down at the 37-yard line of Coeburn. Blue Devils got out that time. The line got out and gave him some good blocking downfield. So it'll be first and 10 for Coeburn. For the Blue Devils at the Coeburn 37. Have an official's timeout here for equipment. I don't know why. Didn't seem to do anything.
It's twice. The umpires stopped play for equipment. Nobody.
I formation, unbalanced line, strong side to the right, 2 wide outs to the left. As the pass is too high, incomplete, intended for Clark. As Nick waited and waited for Clark to clear and finally had to just get rid of it.
Yeah, Coeburn had everybody pretty well covered that time. Good job.
So incomplete pass makes it second down and 10. time Miller splits out wide to the left, Kelton wide right. I formation, unbalanced line, strong side to the left. Hand off to Clark, running left, behind, gets a block on the corner, 30, 25, 20, 15, and drug out of bounds inside the 10, I think. Maybe just short of the 5, looks like, from here.
About the 7.
So it'll be first and goal at the 7-yard line for Gate City at the Coeburn 7.
Ball spotted at the Coeburn 7-yard line. First and goal, Gate City.
Blue Devils this time split out Kelton wide right. Go with split backs. Unbalanced line, strong side to the right. Coeburn shows blitz. Hand off to Clark on a little trap inside. Gets down close to the goal line. It's going to be short, maybe a yard. It's going to be second down and goal. Looks like from about the 1-yard line. 2-yard line? 1-yard line? Bart's got the camera on it, so he's got a good angle. Full house this time. Handoff to Clark. Touchdown. 1-yard touchdown by Dusty Clark.
So with 26 seconds to go in the first quarter, the Blue Devils jump out on top 20-0. Logan Bird in again to attempt the extra point.
Franklin will hold. Russell snaps. And Bird kicks. And again, it's good. So the Blue Devils lead Coeburn by a score of 21-0. Back deep for Coeburn to receive this kickoff will be number 21 on the near side, Wiles. On the far side, Dale Gross. Number 8. As Bowen approaches and kicks a high end over end kick, it's going to be fielded by Gross at the 10. It's up to the 20 and retreats and still tries to break it. Now has a little blocking on the far side, but he's not going to go anywhere. A lot of blue jerseys over there and bring him down. Looks like, well, we also have a flag on the play. Looks like a block in the back by Coeburn.
Yeah, there's one on the far sideline too. A flag all the way over inside.
I see that one too, about the 15-yard line.
Right. We've got just an litany of flags with
A what?
And a litany of problems, I should say, is what Coeburn has. They're going to be penalized type distance to goal for something. I mean, blocking the back from the 10, obviously.
Illegal block in the back.
Well,
Yeah, the one illegal block refused, the one to 15.
15.
Yeah, obviously you want to take the one at the 10. So,
first and 10 at the 5-yard line with 12 seconds left here in the first quarter. Coeburn with 2 wide outs to the right, 1 to the left. Newberry has his backs in I formation, hands off to the tailback Hill on a dive play, and the ball looked like it almost came loose that time.
I'll tell you what come loose. Micah Bledsoe come loose on the ball carrier.
Micah Bledsoe and number 51, Josh Berry.
And that'll be the end of the first quarter here in the Region D semifinal game, and the Blue Devils lead 21-0.
Back at Legion Field, getting ready to start this the second quarter as Blue Devils on top of Coeburn by a score of 21-0. Coeburn has the ball at about their 6-yard line, second down and 9. Newberry under center, hands off to his tailback Hill, who's been the workhorse out of the backfield, and he might have got back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up third down, and might give him a yard, make it third down and 8, but
Brings up third and 8.
Blue Devil defense here stiffens. Coeburn field position hadn't been too good the last couple of times they've had the ball, but first time out they threw it around the yard a little bit. Didn't look too bad throwing the football, but sometimes field position dictates what you do. Newberry this time drops straight back, throws a long pass down the field that is almost intercepted by Gate City. A little too long, incomplete.
Yeah, Morris had him played well.
He did. So Coeburn will now have to punt from her own end zone. Hill also does the punting. Yeah, don't ref him this time, right?
My guess is we won't be going after this one.
Vaughn will receive the punt. He's back at about the 37-yard line. Coeburn. Hill's punts haven't been the greatest thing in the world. Of course, the last one they had a little help when you rep him a little bit. There's the snap. Hill gets off a wobbly punt that Vaughn fields at the 32, cuts it inside and brought down at the 20. Maybe 21. So Gate City will have good field position at the Coeburn 21-yard line.
Yeah, I think it's kind of an understatement to say they have good field position.
Yeah. 32. Fielded to 32 and ran it down to about 11-yard punt return. Clark this time splits out wide to the right. Tailback in this set is Vaughn. Fullback is Bledsoe. Hand off to Vaughn right up the middle. Gets inside the 20 down to about the 18-yard line.
No, I'm not sure that he
was ever down, was it?
Down there, huh?
Looked like he's laying on a player, wasn't
it? Yeah.
Little quick whistle.
Gain of 3, second down 7.
3-yard gain makes it second down and 7 at the 18 of Coeburn. Vaughn still the tailback, Bledsoe the fullback. 2 tight ends in this set. Clark goes in motion, and we have a legal procedure called on Gate City, and I don't.
Yep. That was in the line there. I saw somebody flinch or something. I'm not sure. I'm not sure it was in the line, but I saw something out of the corner of my eye.
So that 5-yard penalty will bring it back. Make it second down and about 12 for Gate City.
Second down 11.
Offset eye this time with Bledsoe fullback spot. Clark again goes in motion. They pitch it to Vaughn running right, and he's got Bledsoe in front. Throws a block, and Vaughn's going to take it all the way to the house.
Yeah,
but we've got a flag on the block.
Yeah, Micah was holding, and that'll be coming back.
We have holding called us. Mark spotted that on
yeah.
on Gate City, so that run of about what 22, 20, no 20, 24 really would have been will be wiped off. And Gate City's going backwards here after starting out in pretty good field position.
I think they called that on Bledsoe. They might have called it on Dusty Clark, but I thought Bledsoe was actually the one holding, but it might not have been Mike, because Dusty's talking to the official like it, might have been called on him. So I don't know.
That puts the ball back at the 26.
Second and 15.
Brings up second down and 15. Same set. Bledsoe the fullback, Vaughn the tailback. And Bowen is sacked behind the line of scrimmage. Coming in from his... we're going to have a personal foul called on Coeburn.
Yeah, number 9, I believe. The guy that sacked him. The guy that sacked him. Yeah.
Tanner Clark, number 9.
Yeah.
So that'll be an automatic first down, too. Is that not right?
That will be.
Personal foul called on Coeburn.
Personal foul against Coeburn.
Moves the ball down inside I'm not sure he stepped off 15 yards.
Yeah, he probably did from where he was sacked, back about the 40.
Moves the ball inside the 25 to about the 24, and they got to change it to, well, they said still third down. Makes it third down at 14. I thought all personal fouls carried an automatic first down. And off to Vaughn running left, and he's wrestled down at about the 15-yard line. So, good gains, going to bring up fourth down and about 5. Well, make it 4th and 4. So that's where the personal foul came from. Tim said he just kicked him. Be 4th down and 4 for Gate City. Need to get it down to the 11, I guess. And off to Vaughn running left, and he's got it inside the 10 to the 9. It should be 1st and goal, Gate City.
That it will be.
Tackled by Wes Ramos and Tyler Courtney.
Blue Devils threaten to add to their lead here. 1st and goal. 8:53 to go, second quarter. Gate City on top of Coeburn, 21-0. Split backs this time with a wing back. Seth Clark in on the left side. And off to Vaughn. He cuts, and this time he only got a yard maybe. As Coeburn played that pretty good. Tackle that time by
Vaughn's hurt, Larry.
Is he?
Yeah, he is.
He looks like he is, doesn't he?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but he's got to come out.
I think it's got something related to do with his head. Either he got gain of 1 makes it 2nd down and go from the 8. As Bowen on the quarterback keeper dives for the end zone, but comes up maybe a yard short, I think. Before he's knocked out of bounds, it's going to be 3rd down and 3rd down and goal from inside the 2. We'll call it the 2-yard line. 3rd down and go.
3rd and goal at the 2.
Clark at quarterback here on this play. Bowen lined up at a flanker. Bowen goes in motion and keeps it behind the block of Seth Clark for a 2-yard touchdown. Third touchdown tonight for Dusty. Have you spotted what was wrong with Vaughn?
Yeah.
What?
I think he got his bell rung.
That's what I thought. The way he came off, he might have got hit in the head or something.
Yep. That's exactly what's happened.
Point after is up and good by Logan Bird. So the Blue Devils on top of Coeburn by the score 28-0.
We're good.
Kicking for Gate City, number 10, Nick
Bowen prepares to kick off for Gate City. Back deep on the near side this time, Dale Gross, number 8, and Anthony Wiles on the far side. As Nick prepares to approach the football. It's a line drive down the middle that is fumbled. Finally picked up and tries to break it to the outside. Now the ball comes out again, but I think Coeburn fell on it.
Yeah.
As Gross had trouble on the receiving the kick and then had trouble after he got hit by a couple of Blue Devils. Travis Gillenwater being one of those. Coeburn will start inside their 20 at about, looks like, the 18-yard line. Make it to 19. They trail Gate City by a score 28-0.
Yeah, Dr. Black's looked over Joseph fun on the sideline, and I'd say we won't be seeing 31 again tonight.
Well, probably a smart. I mean, you know, you got to treat those if it is a possible concussion. This time they go in a shotgun with the receiver who took the snap, Courtney, tried to run to his left and is drugged down behind the line of scrimmage for a loss. 3-yard loss brings up 2nd down and 13, and Newberry, I'd say, he's back in at quarterback. And Courtney this time lines up in the slot on the right side, back in the I formation. Newberry pitches to his tailback, running left, and the Blue Devils throw him behind the line of scrimmage for another loss, back at about the 7-yard line.
Josh Berry on the stop that time.
So Coeburn has lost quite a few yards. It's about 3rd down, and I'd say 24, 25-yard line. Yeah, it's probably 3rd down and 21 or something. It's a long way yet. Still within the zip code, but it's a long way. Wide outs, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Newberry drops straight back, throws the pass that is incomplete, but they may call pass interference on Peyton Seibert. Pass was intended for Courtney, but looked like maybe Seibert made a little contact before the ball got there.
That is true. Well, I believe Joseph's putting his hip back on.
Been pronounced okay.
Well, I'm not sure if he's been given the okay or not, but he is. I think he has been actually.
Interference called on Gate City. Be 1st and 10 now after the penalty. Moves it out to about the 24-yard line. I don't know.
At high school, it's line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
He did.
He marked it from
spot.
Yeah.
Well, that's a huge penalty.
1st and 10 for Coeburn. They fake as Newberry rolls to his right, gets chased, and gets across the he's knocked out of bounds with a hard lick. A hard lick by, who is it? Seth Clark? No.
Yeah, I don't know who it was. I missed who it was, but
we got somebody, and it's probably Newberry is injured.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a lick. I think that was Seaver Elliott, wasn't it?
Yeah. I believe it might have been. While they tend to Newberry, we'll take a break.
Looks like Newberry is going to walk off the field under his own power, holding his back.
Yeah, that's as hard a hit as I've seen in high school football.
In a long time.
Yeah, in a long time. But it perfectly legal. He was in bounds. I mean, obviously there was no penalty, but it was vicious.
Let's see who the new quarterback will be now. For Coeburn, be number 10, Caleb Briner is the quarterback. Briner, a freshman, 6'3", 168. Hands off to his running back out of the backfield, his tailback, Wiles. He might have gained a yard or two. I believe this Blue Devil defense is fired up after that personal foul that Coeburn committed.
It was probably the worst thing that could happen to Coeburn.
Yeah, you don't. Be 3rd down and about 6 for Gate City. Coeburn would have to get it to the 35-yard line. They're on 35 for 1st down.
And we'll have a timeout asked for by the Blue Knights. We'll take one too.
Back at Legion Field, 5:26 to go. Gate City leads Coeburn 28-0. 3rd down and 6 for Coeburn. freshman quarterback in for the Blue Knights, Caleb Briner, number 10. Drops back, looks for a receiver, gets some pressure, rolls to his left, and is brought down for about a 3-yard loss back close to about the 26-yard line.
Howington was one.
Receiver Elliott at number 65, Jay Howington.
So that's going to bring up 4th down and 8 for Coeburn.
4th down, 8.
And let's see who the Blue Devils are going to send back. Dusty Clark will drop back to receive the punt since Vaughn right now is on the sideline.
Punting will be Adam Hill.
Hill will do the punting for Coeburn.
Number 15, Dusty Clark.
High snap, but Hill pulls it down. Blue Devils had some good pressure. Gets off a wobbly punt that takes a Coeburn bounce and bounces inside the 40 and will be down at the 35-yard line of Gate City. So the Blue Devils will take over 1st and 10 at their own 35, 4:32 to go in the game.
They have 1st and 10.
First half.
Yeah. Well, you know, this many points, it seems like it's a game. No excuse. Thank
Well, just,
you. In the first half.
Yeah.
28 to nothing. Quarterback's going to be
Dusty.
Clark. And what do we got now? Timeout called by Coeburn.
Timeout Coeburn.
Back at Legion Field after the timeout by Coeburn. Gate City will have it 1st and 10 at their own 35. Dusty Clark will line up at the quarterback spot. Running back will be number 44, Seth Clark. Wing back will be Miller, who goes in motion. They hand off to Seth Clark, running now that tailback spot, breaks some tackles, runs over some people, gets down into Coeburn territory at about the 48. Yeah, Seth said, I've been playing defense most of the year. I want to hit somebody again, offensively this time.
Yeah.
Next time he'll move out his way.
I like those running backs that look for somebody to run over.
Yeah.
That's my kind of back. I'm looking for somebody to run over.
1st and 10 at the Coeburn 47. Same set. Dusty under center. Seth the running back. And they fake it to Seth that time. Dusty on the keeper, cuts it around the right end, picks up about 3 yards. Inside the 45 to the 44.
Pick up 4, 2nd down 6.
4-yard gain makes 2nd down and 6. Now Bowen comes back into the lineup. Probably go under center.
Or not.
No, or not. He's going to split out wide to the left. Dusty stays at quarterback. Wing back on each side. And they fake the Clark, run the option, and Dusty keeps it, gets around the corner, and runs over a man himself down to about the 38-yard line of Coeburn, 37. And have a 1st down, I would think.
It's going to be close.
Be 1st and 10 Blue Devils. Surely. Well, the officials are going to finally say 1st and 10 after the change had already started to move.
Yeah.
Guy holding the yard marker had already moved. Three minutes to go, first half, 28 to nothing. Unbalanced line, Dusty under center. Coeburn with 11-man line, hand off to Seth Clark, and he's tripped up after a gain of a couple. Inside the 35 down to about the 33. Gain of about 3. He's going to bring up 2nd down and 7, closer to the 4-yard gain. He gets more yardage than you think he does.
Gain of 4, 2nd down 6.
Be 2nd down and 6. This time Bowen goes back to center. Tied in on the right, wing back on the left, wide out on the left is Bowen looks, drops straight back, gets some pressure, throws the ball into the end zone. That is almost caught by Clark, but incomplete. I didn't think Clark had a chance at it, but all of a sudden, right at the tail end of it, he came out and got his hands on it. Pretty well covered by.
Gate City will ask for a timeout here, Larry, and we'll take one too.
Back at Legion Field, 1:59 to go. First half, Gate City has it 3rd down and 6 on the Coeburn 33-yard line. Or 3rd down and 7, I'm sorry. Bowen hands off to Clark, Dusty Clark that is, out of the tailback spot, gets it inside the 25 down to about the 23 or 4. First down for the Blue Devils. Devils in the hurry up here. Trying to put another score on the board.
First and 10 at the Coeburn 23-yard line.
Seth Clark lines up at the fullback, Dusty Clark at the tailback. Now the official starts the clock. And off on a draw to Dusty Clark running right. Breaks tackles and gets tackled just short of the 10-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 at about the, it's at the 6-yard line. 1st and goal inside the 10 at the 7. We'll get it right before the game's over.
Kind of hard to see the white lines on the
Yeah, it is.
dormant grass.
1st and goal at the 7. Again, Seth Clark at the fullback, Dusty Clark at the tailback. As Bowen rolls to his left, throws a pass that is complete to the running back out of the backfield, who was Seth Clark, 44, as he came out of his fullback spot. Well, it's 34 instead of 44.
No,
it was 44, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Clark. Yeah. It's Seth Clark.
7-yard touchdown play.
Bird on to attempt the point. And it's up, and he's perfect on the night. 35-0. Gate City leads. We'll be back.
Bowen's kickoff is a short kickoff. It's going to finally be picked up by Gross at about the 10, and he gets it up just short of the 15. It'll be 1st and 10 for Coeburn, right on the 15-yard line. 1:16 to go. First half, Gate City on top, 35-0. Nobody else in Region D plays tonight. Division 1 or Division 2, isn't it?
Nope.
High formation for Coeburn. And off to the tailback, who gets a little hole and gets some yardage. 3 or 4 yard gain. Up close to the 20. New tailback in the ball game. Banks, Eric Banks. Gains 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5 with about 50 seconds left in the first half. Banks stays in at the tailback spot. Head off to Banks again, and this time he gets hit right about the line of scrimmage. Might have gained a half yard, brings up 3rd down and about 4. I think Coeburn just kind of like to see the clock run out here.
They really don't have to snap it again if they don't want.
They split out 2 wide outs to the right, 1 to the left. Reiner drops straight back, looks, gets some pressure, breaks through that containment, and is hit and brought down by Peyton Seibert at the 25-yard line to end the first half. 1 half of play. Gate City leads Coeburn by a score of 35-0. As the Blue Knights prepare to kick off. We'll start the second half. Blue Devils will send somebody back here in a minute. It won't be Vaughn. As coaches told us he's okay. They just put him in street clothes for the remainder of this game, which is a good idea.
Keeps him from sneaking in.
Yeah.
They football players that, they think might have a concussion stuff and take their helmets away from them because they. But fortunately, it looks like Joe's all right. But had a little headache and probably be ready to go next week. Be my guess.
Franklin on the far side, and I don't think it was meant to be an onside kick, but it turned out about that way as the Blue Devils recovered at the 45-yard line their own. Peyton Seibert fell on it. I just think he mishit it.
Yeah.
So Gate City will take over first and 10 at their own 45 with 11:48 to go, and hopefully this clock's going to run all the second half.
Well, they just chopped it. We'll see.
Bledsoe's in at fullback. Dusty Clark will be the tailback. Bowen hands off to Clark right up the middle of the line, and he gets about 4 yards on the carry, up close to midfield. And they're going to spot it just inside the midfield stripe on the Coeburn side. Give him a gain of 5, be second down and 5. Split out wide to the right. It's going to be Michael Collier into the game tonight. Devils in split backs. Miller goes in motion. They hand off to Bledsoe running right, and he gets his first down. It was just about maybe a step away from breaking it, as Micah got about 7 yards on the carry down to the 43-yard line of Coeburn. Be first and 10.
First and 10, Gate City at the Coeburn 43-yard line.
Kelton lines up a tight end on this side. Strong side to the right. And they hand off to Bledsoe again running right. This time he does break it. Gets upended, but has a first down. Good run by Micah again. 2 back-to-back runs by Micah Bledsoe. Gains about 12 on that one. It'll be first and 10 Gate City at the 32 of Coeburn.
Bledsoe, a sophomore. We'll see a lot more of him in the next couple of years.
Be calling his name quite a bit.
Yeah.
Full house this time for the Blue Devil.
We do anyway, actually.
Yeah. Elliott, fullback spot. They hand off to Elliott, and he's going to take it all the way into the end zone for a touchdown of 32 yards. Receiver Elliott.
And that's another guy that'll play more on the offensive side next year, too, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. That was with about 9:30 to go. Clock still running. So, Logan Bird will attempt a point after. Out of the hold of Corey Franklin. There's the snap. Bird's kick is up. And again, it's good. So the Blue Devils go on top of Coeburn by a score of 42-0. Logan Bird will kick off here. His first kickoff of the night.
Kicking for Gate City, number 22, Logan Bird.
And Coeburn may just be not ever up backs. He does kicks it down to the 10. His field is the 10, the 15, the 20, and Wiles
Number 21, Anthony
is brought down at about the 25-yard line. 21-yard line, my fault. 8:15 to go and a running clock. Probably the coolest night we've had for a football game all year. And we had a decent turnout. We thought it was going to be pretty light.
Yeah, Coeburn had a really good crowd.
Wingback set on the left as they hand off to the tailback, and I think that's Wiles again. And he stopped after no gain.
There was several made the trip over.
Banks on the carry as he's played more in the last quarter and a half, the tailback. It'll be second down and 10 and not third down and 10 like the yard marker on the other side said.
Got a 2 on it now.
Banks still at tailback. And the quarterback, Newberry's back into the game as he drops back, throws a pass intended for his receiver Courtney that was broken up, incomplete.
Dusty Clark.
This Tyler Courtney is supposed to be their do-it-all player.
Is he a?
He's a senior.
Senior.
6'2", 174 senior. Glad to see Newberry back in, though. He took a hard lick.
I was a little worried about him because he really did.
Wide out to the left, tight end on the right. Fake to the fullback, throw a little flyer pass to the back out of the backfield, and he's knocked out of bounds at about the 21. That's Banks again.
Bledsoe on the stop.
So it'll be fourth down for the Blue Knights, 4th and 11. Montana Morse is going to return the punt, this time for the Blue Devils. After Vaughn went out, Dusty Clark returned one, didn't he? And now Montana's going to get his chance. Hill has been doing the punting, and the play clock is about to run out. It's going to run out before they ever get the snap off. And there it is to 0. No flag.
Gotta let that
End over.
slide, didn't they?
And Montana feels it at about the 48. Cuts to his right. Spins out of a tackle. Breaks another tackle. Breaks another tackle. And fights. Keeps going down inside the 20 down to the 15-yard line of Coeburn. So I guess officials want to let the play clock run out like the other clock.
Yeah, the back judge reached for his flag and he just kept. he just did not want to throw it.
They spotted at about the 17, 16.
Yeah, see Elliott a little banged up coming out too.
Blue Devils trying to get their Dusty Clark comes out of the lineup. Franklin is a tailback now for Gate City. They hand off to Franklin, running left, gets a burst of speed and gains about 5 yards down close to the 10-yard line. Maybe 6 on that one. Give him a gain of 5, bring up second down and 5. Corey Franklin, who's missed a couple of games due to injury.
I think he had a concussion.
Fullback is Bledsoe. Bowen's still the quarterback. Hand off to Franklin again. Stutter steps, gets inside the 10 to maybe the 8. Going to bring up a third down play as clock runs with 4:10 to go here. Third quarter. Gate City on top, 42 to nothing. Third down and 3 for Gate City. 9-yard line. Split backs this time. Bowen takes a snap. On a pitch to his wing back who goes in motion and takes it into the end zone. Tyler Bird scores from 9 yards out.
9-yard touchdown run by number 2, Tyler Bird.
And that will bring Logan Bird on again to attempt the extra point. Seaver Elliott looking at foot or ankle on the sideline. He's putting his sock back on, so hopefully that's nothing too bad either.
Not a good night to have your sock off.
No, it's pretty chilly out
It's
there.
toes free.
Yeah. It's getting time to
Yeah,
wrap
it
this
is.
up.
Kick up. Kick is good.
Extra point attempt by Logan Bird.
49-0. 3 minutes to go, third quarter. We'll be back.
Logan Bird will kick off. Wiles on the near side for Coeburn. Gross on the far side. This one will be filled by fumble by Wiles. It rolls inside the 10 and goes out of bounds at the 5. So Coeburn is going to be
Yeah, he
in a
touched.
deep hole again. Yeah.
No, they're going to say he did.
Oh, goodness. He couldn't have touched it with anything else but his feet. He used both hands.
I don't know, but that's neither here nor there. But
So they'll say it went out of bounds without being touched, and they'll move it out to the Gate City sideline, letting them know that he touched it.
well,
I don't think they care. 35-yard line, the ball will be spotted after the kick, they say went out of bounds.
35-yard line.
I'm sure the GCTV.
no, I'm not sure, but I'm not sure of nothing.
A fake handoff on a little trap to their expert player Courtney, who lined up at a wing back, and he gained maybe 4 or 5 yards on the play.
Stopped by Travis Gillenwater and
For
Corey
a kid that's supposed to have a whole lot of speed, when he's running the football, he just,
5 yards. Second down 5.
yeah, he just lumbers around through there. Good choice of words, Tim.
Gate City, a lot of backups in now.
Second down and 5 for Coeburn. Minute 50 to go. Banks the tailback. Newberry quarterback for the Blue Knights. Newberry drops straight back, throws a pass to his right that's complete to Courtney, and he'll have a first down at about the 47-yard line of Coeburn.
Stop made by Bo Morris and Montana Morris.
The Morris brothers combined for the tackle. They are brothers, aren't
Picks up enough for a Coeburn first down.
they? Bo and Montana.
Ball at their own 48.
First and 10 at the Coeburn 48 with a minute 15 to go, third quarter. Gate City on top, 49-0. Micah Bledsoe, middle linebacker, calls the defensive signal for the Blue Devils. Pitch to Banks, running left, with some blockers in front and a good tackle, ankle tackle over there by
Tackled by Montana Morris.
Montana Morris, wasn't it? Gain of about 4 on the play. Into Blue Devil territory at about the 48, Gate City 48. This will probably be the last play of this quarter here. We're down inside of 25 seconds to go. Newberry takes a snap, drops straight back, looks to his left, throws a long pass down the field that is too far and incomplete. That pass intended for James Ritchie.
Intended for number 4.
As the clock's going to run out, Larry, here in the third quarter. And we'll tell you after 3 quarters of play, it's Gate City 49, Coeburn nothing.
Back at Legion Field where we start the fourth quarter, Gate City leads Coeburn in this Region D Division II playoff game by a score of 49-0. Coeburn has it third down at about 7. Newberry under center, fakes to his fullback, looks out down the middle and then flares the pass out to his back out of the backfield. Banks They pick up about 12 yards and a first down.
Eric Banks.
Down to the Blue Devil 38, looks like. They sent the wide out on the right side down the field.
Coeburn has it first and 10 at the Gate City.
The back out of the backfield was wide open.
Yeah, they've had, that's been their most productive play 2 times.
Got 2 quarterbacks in the game now. Reiner, who was a quarterback, is split out wide to the left. As Newberry looks to Reiner, throws a long pass down the field. That is intercepted, Gate City, and tackled immediately at the 15-yard line. Corey Franklin on the interception for the Blue Devil.
Now my question is, now I know you're not going to know the answer to this, and I don't expect you to know it. How many interceptions is that for Franklin this year? That's several. And he's missed 3 games, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got several INTs.
I think he's got a half dozen. Sound right?
Well, him and Morris combined probably got 10.
Double figures, yeah.
Just guessing.
Yeah, I'd say the whole team is
Several.
pretty good shape.
Yeah, several.
So a lot of new players in the lineup for Gate City. New quarterback will be Michael Collier under center for the Blue Devil. Hands off to his tailback, and he's hit at about the 16-yard line after he gained 1. Franklin on the carry for Gate City. Yep, Franklin the tailback, Micah Bledsoe at fullback.
No gain, second down 10.
And Michael Collier, the quarterback. No gain on that play. Well, they actually gained about a half yard. So you got to give him a yard. Full house this time for Gate City. Hand off to Bledsoe out of the fullback spot. He runs a little slant, picks up about 3. Micah's had a pretty good night. He get a couple more gains here, he can have a 35, 40 yard night so far. Had a couple runs over 10 yards in the first half. Full house again. Collier hands off this time to the left tight back. It's Head. No, it's not. It's Franklin, who's knocked out of bounds at about the 30-yard line and has a first down. Philip Head is in the ball game at a halfback spot. So you've got Franklin, Head, and Bledsoe in the game at the running back spot. And off to Bledsoe right off of right guard, and he pushes Coeburn players across the 35 down to about the 37. Gains about 7 on the play. Bring up.
When you come to stop him, you better be bringing something.
Yeah, boy.
Because he's low to the ground and runs hard.
His little legs, he uses them like a piston. I mean,
I like how he runs.
I do too.
I like how he plays, period.
Yeah. Pitch outside to Franklin, who fights for his first down and may have it at the 40. Depends on where they spot it. Looks like he's going to spot it dead on the 40. Should be first and 10 Gate City. Clock runs to be under 8 minutes. This time the Blue Devils snap it. With a 49-0 lead over the Blue Knights of Coeburn. Head splits out wide to the right. Devils go I formation, and the guard on the left side jumped. They did. We did on this side, didn't we? Lineman on this side jumped early on that other play, and they didn't call it. So a 5-yard loss brings up first and 15. Puts the ball back at the Blue Devil 35. They stay in the eye. And they pitch it to the tailback, Franklin, who cuts it to the outside. Yeah. They ain't going to catch him, I can tell you.
I don't think they'll catch him.
That's going to be That's going to be a 65-yard touchdown by Corey Frank.
Touchdown run by number 14, Corey Franklin.
Devils will line up for the extra point. And the touchdown maker gets the hold.
Yeah.
As Corey Franklin will hold. Bird will attempt the extra point. Snap's good. And Bird's kick hooked, but it hooked inside the post good. So 56-0 Blue Devils lead. Logan Bird prepares to kick off. Near side will be number 20, Eric Banks. Far side, number 8, Dale Groves. 6:20 and the clock running here in the fourth quarter. Gate City on top 56-0 as Bird hits a high end over end kick. It's going to be fielded by Banks on a hop at about the 14, cuts it up the middle and brought down at about the 25.
Number 20, Eric
Bo
Banks,
Morris and
tackle made by Sebastian
Widener also.
So Coeburn one more time with 5:45 to go.
Coeburn has it first and 10 at their own 26.
We'll have it first down and 10 at their own 26-yard line. Franklin at a corner, Montana Morse at a corner. Well, safety Morse is, yeah. As a handoff is to Banks, and he gets yardage up across the 30 to about the 33-yard line.
Stop made by Jared Carter and Travis Gillenwater.
Gain of about 7 on the play brings up second down and 3 for Coeburn.
Gain of 6, second down 4.
The Blue Knights have had one change, maybe decent change, inside of Blue Devil territory and turned it over on downs. Handoff fumble by Banks, and he falls on it back at his own 31-yard line.
Eric Banks.
Loss on the play of about 3 yards brings up third down and 6.
Third down 6.
As Reiner, Caleb Reiner back in at quarterback for Coeburn. He almost fumbled the snap, and he gets hit from behind, fumbles the football, and Gate City has recovered.
Yeah.
On top of the football is what, number 78 for the Blue Devils?
Kyle Kilgore.
Kyle Kilgore.
Josh Berry caused the fumble, I believe. Yeah.
So the Blue Devils, after the Coeburn fumble, will take over at Coeburn 28. With 3:25 to go in the ball game, Gate City on top 56-0. You can't tell these young kids not to score.
And Coeburn will ask for a timeout. We'll take one too.